everyone, I'm Shivanshi from Warehouse by Mudita, and today I am at the India Art Fair 2026 to find pieces that will turn your home into a gallery. Come, let's learn how to decorate like an expert.
So presented by the RD Foundation, Manjeet Baba, an enduring legacy brings together works by Manjeet Baba from the RD Art Collection. Now all the archival materials you see here like photographs, paintings, writings, they all are curated and gathered by Miss Ina Puri herself. The first archival material you see, this talks about the Operation Blue Star, where it showed how Baba responded to violence with silence and restraint. Then these two artworks we have, they are original collections of Manjeet Baba, and we also have a photograph of Manjeet Baba. And even before Baba became a prominent artist, he loved writing and singing Sufi songs. That's why it highlights a connection between his love for music and art.
Yeah, do you have any favorite?
I think that definitely has to be my favorite. I just love the way he has almost layered his artworks. Like, you can't see anything as of now. It seems like an ordinary painting, but as you go closer, you'll see so many minute hidden details all hidden there, and it's like really special.
So I've just found this piece and it looks very, very stunning. Let's talk to Nilakshi and let us know about what we are showcasing here.
We are Mrityu Art Trust. We are basically an art collective based out of Bangladesh. We have a group of 32 artists in total. Every bits and pieces of the work is done by the artists themselves only. It's funded by them, the works are done by them, even from the installation and everything is done by them only. If you take a look, like this whole mural over here, this one has to be the major piece that almost talks about the whole ideology. It's basically an expression of Dhaka as a city. Almost all the other works also, they signify one's own emotions. Maybe like the struggle. So this one is a pineapple. You know, initially at a time, pineapple used to be an exclusive fruit.
Yes.
Like not everyone could afford it. 4 of these are like a series. The artist has like, you know, explored the whole idea of all the countries that has faced hunger issues. If we talk about my favorites, I do have a favorite piece.
Yes.
These two would be my favorite.
fish.
So basically it's a fish that we call, in Bengali it's called tilapia fish. So basically it traces the transition of the fish, how it used to, like earlier it used to be only available in Bangladesh and then it flourished through Bengal in India, and now almost every part of India has it, and how it has been filtered out also. It has been shown on the bag because we generally have a tradition of buying the fish from the market and carrying it in a bag.
Today I'm presenting 4 artists over here at our booth, and we have artists all over from South Korea. If we start from here, this is like metal art done in stainless steel, and you can see like the artist has been inspired by nature. He's cut leaves and then he painted over it. He used a hammer to intricately bend it into a leaf, and then he painted over it and installed over a canvas. So you can see light plays a major role, and it looks beautiful reflection. It looks like light, but it's not light. This one too is done in stainless steel, beautifully done. The shape is different, it's round and circle. The canvas is made out of an aluminium sheet, and how we used to do it in school, we took a sheet of paper and we used to apply different coats of color, and then we used to scrape it off. In a similar fashion, he has done it on an aluminium frame. He's applied different layers, so all the colors that you can see are one by one, one layer by one, and then he's taken a scraper, and over here you can see like 4 different canvases have been joined to create a beautiful landscape. Same technique has been used for this one. This one is in lacquer, so traditional Korean lacquer has been used for this one. They applied different layers over it, so they've used like a traditional Korean closet. They clubbed it together to create a canvas. So this is wood. Then they used mother of pearl. It is the finest impression, like the thinnest impression of a seashell.
We are MAP, Museum of Art and Photography. We are based in Bangalore. This year we are showing the parts of art called Beneath the Turning Sky. We have one experience that's curated around one artwork that's called Hillscapes by artist Mantu Das. He's an Assamese artist. What we have done is, this was an Assamese painting. The artist has turned certain elements of the painting into animations and given voice to every character and element songs that are there. Through a audio back, you can listen to the anecdotes and the stories related to each and every character that you can see around here.
Hi, what is this Impart about?
We are an online platform focused on South Asian art history. We were previously known as the Map Academy, but we're changing our name to Impart. We have a range of online resources. So we have an encyclopedia of art, we have courses on art history, we have perspectives where we take contributing writers, and a number of special projects like grants, fellowships, exhibitions, things like that. What I loved is actually creating our course on modern and contemporary art, especially in a place like the art fair. Sometimes I think it can be a bit overwhelming to go see so many artists and you don't have context. And so I think what's really nice for me to have worked on is building a resource around modern art.
We're showcasing 4 artists: Yusuf, Isha Pimple Khare, Kisle Vora, and Harshit Bondre. Each artist is very medium specific with very detailed practices that are very different but also have a synergy. The concept of the curation is called unraveling because every artist is taking and delayering and layering. So for example, these are vintage paint can lids that has been repurposed into an art installation. Here you see textile, this very fragile sort of manner that's done by Isha Pimple Khare, which extends into a kinetic piece. It's supposed to depict nature and our relationship with nature and how fragile and vulnerable that is and how it's literally hanging by a thread. It's supposed to mimic how our body rhythms, our heartbeat, breathing calms down and becomes in alignment when we're in nature. Here we have Yusuf, who does very subtle yet landscape inspired from Rajasthan, which is where he's from, using pointillism, which is a very painstaking technique of creating this kind of a textured, grainy feeling to the painting. Here we have Harshit Bondre, who works with paper but makes them into these sculptural pieces that explores concepts like time and space and mathematics, but in a very beautiful and aesthetic manner, because I think this piece is just so fragile and so subtle but also impactful, because people are standing and seeing it for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and they're like engrossed and engaged by it because it does something to you. It's meditative, it calms you down.
Hi, so I'm Lavanya, I'm from Deminti's booth. So this is the work by Ricky Albenda. This is the universal color clock. There are 1,440 minutes in a day, and what this artist has done is given a color to every specific minute of the day. So you can see there's a huge gradient on showcase here. There is Michelangelo Pistoletto's work, The Mirror of Eternity. This is essentially a mosaic and you can customize this silhouette for yourself. This is for the fair. And then the individual pictures that you see here are the past participants of this artwork.
Wow.
So you were essentially a part of everybody's picture when you were participating in this work.